Hello, one and all. How are you doing? Hi.
Hi, Dan.
Hi.
Why have you woken us from our slumber?
Yes, I've dragged you all out of the basement, kicking and screaming, to bring you all back together again. We completed session 0.
Mm-hmm.
Hooray for us. We've gone away. We've thought about everything that we've done and all of the things that have led us to this point in our lives. And now we've got fully formed player characters, haven't we?
Hey!
Yeah.
Hooray!
I thought we were going to end up with have to sit on the naughty step. But...
for some of your character choices, you may well have to. But certainly, we've got an array of characters, and I thought it would be good for us to just kind of go through and have a little bit of it's not a deep dive per se, more like a shallow to medium dive into these characters. Yeah. I mean, if you're ready, I'm ready, and if you're ready, we're ready. So if you're if you're excited for what's to come, make sure you hit the like button, leave some comments down below, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon for notifications of when we release new episodes, which may or may not be a brand new campaign setting, which is going to be great.
Very exciting.
So, off the back of session 0 and your frankly jank as all hell rolls.
There was nothing wrong. It was perfect in every way, shape, or form.
You decided the format, Dan. We could have just been standard PCs, and you're like, no, let's crank them up.
He was hoping for a disaster.
Brought this on yourself.
I did. So tell you what, let's go around the houses. Let's kind of go clockwise around the faces. So first and foremost, Anton. Hi.
Yes. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm good. First question, I guess for all of you, but Anton specifically in this moment. Who are you? Personally. Who are you?
Me?
And what are your hopes for the campaign?
My name is Anton. I am based in South Africa. And we've been playing for over 7 years with Dan, and Explosive Oscar has been going for on 2 years now. And we finished the first campaign, which was really, really fun. And the second campaign is going to be even better.
Yes.
And so I'm looking forward to that. We've got some exciting characters, whole brand new settings. We actually don't know what's happening. This isn't Forgotten Realms. This is elsewhere.
Yes, this is elsewhere. Yes. So yes, a brand new frontier. I'm really looking forward to taking the concept of metagaming and just kind of firing it out of a cannon to see. We'll see what happens when it comes of it. So next round, clockwise. Hi, Meg.
Hello.
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 How are you? And what are you hoping from this campaign?
I'm Meg, and I'm based in Bristol. And I'm just hoping that this campaign changes my life and that I will come out of this experience enlightened and with a brand new perspective on life, and all hail the cult of Dan the DM.
Hail!
No pressure on me.
It will.
No, just I'm just looking forward to having a good game with good people, and yes, just getting to explore, exploring elsewhere and all the things it has to offer.
Have you been in many campaigns before?
Yes, lots of sort of domestic home campaigns with friends.
Sure.
I've been in a lot of campaigns, but I can only actually say that one of them has ever come to a completion.
Okay.
You know what, DM, but Dungeons and Dragons like it. Start campaign and.
That's fair. Yeah, I think we can all relate to that. But yeah, very, very excited to have you on the journey with us. Going clockwise a bit more. Hello, Lane. Our freshest face. Hi. Who are you, and what do you do, and why are you here, and what are you hoping for?
So I'm Lane, and I'm not based in Bristol. I'm cringe in Bristol. I've kind of been playing tabletop RPG since 2018, so not long compared to a lot of people. and I became a forever DM within 6 months of starting to play tabletop RPGs.
Yeah.
Previously, I was on Blood on Tamses, which was a Vampire the Masquerade stream, and City and Snow, which was another D&D stream. But I saw this being advertised, and I was like, okay, I want to jump on this again. And just from the sessions and stuff we've had so far, I can tell this is a really good group. So I'm really looking forward to playing with everyone.
Yes. No, again, I'm really excited to have you along. So, carrying on, spinning round to the other side, Carl.
Hello.
Hello. The man who needs relatively few introductions, but
Yes,
for those that
hopefully so.
missed the first campaign, who are you?
I'm Carl. I have been one of Dan's players for well over a decade now. From that, I have ended up running several of my own campaigns. And basically, most of my DMing style was heavily inspired by our good friend DM Dan. My hopes for this campaign is, as always, I love a good narrative. So I'm looking forward to the stories that are being told in Elsewhere, and obviously getting to play with all you wonderful people. Like, I've only played with one of you really properly so far. That's Anton himself. So the rest of you, I'm looking forward to you surprising me.
Yeah, we're going to show them the ropes, or they'll show us up, and then we'll look like grumpy old men.
Yes.
Someone who certainly is not a grumpy old man, but a beautifully well sculpted young lad. Hello, Tim.
Hello. I am
Hello.
trying my best to get to grumpy old man status, but it's taking time. I'm Tim. I was in Bristol once. No, I'm not. I'm in Cheltenham. But yeah, I've been playing various TTRPGs on and off for a while, mostly D&D 5th, to be fair. Done a bit of playing, then as with, I think, a lot of us here, I couldn't find enough players, so I was like, right, I'm just going to run it. Here I go. So, run a few games. And yeah, played on and off with kind of my own friends, some of Dan's friend group, until eventually Dan lured me with promises of role-playing and getting to actually play a character for once into his game. So here I am. As far as the campaign goes, yeah, I'm pretty much just hoping for what I usually hope for out of a campaign, I suppose. A combination of silly hijinks and serious and crunchy roleplay, which it seems like from chatting to you guys, we're probably going to get. Everyone seems like invested and have a really good attitude about it, and you're all fun. So yeah, I think it's going to be good.
Yes, it's going to be really good. And you've certainly brought the crunchy roleplay in, like the Fallout games, for example. So once again, super excited to have you along on the ride. Right, that's it. That's enough of us. No one's here to watch to learn about us. What we're here to find out about is the player characters. So, as I said, you all kind of strode out of session 0 with these Herculean stat blocks, but we'll go back around the other way. So, starting with Tim again, who is your character, and why are they an explorer?
Oh boy, I was so unprepared for the direction reversal. Oh, okay. So, Galina Orpiment, is an artificer, although an alchemist, so mostly known for her chemistry, biochemistry, and she's been tinkering around with it for a long time. She has become quite well known as the person to go to if you need something to either cure someone or do very much the opposite. As an earth sprite, she is quite resilient against poisons herself, which means that she's able to experiment with them in some ways that would not be safe for many other of the lineages of Elsewhere.
Very, very good. And what if you had to summarize Galina in 3 words, what would those words be? Really putting you on the spot now.
Ooh.
Like the
I
three
would
power
say,
words, American advertising style.
yeah, driven. Oh, what's the word I'm looking for?
Small.
Something like rascally,
Okay.
I would say.
Mischievous.
Mischievous will do, yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe a little arrogant.
Okay.
Ooh.
So a little bit of arrogance, a little bit of mischievousness, and a lot of drive. Okay. There we
Yes,
have
she
it.
is. She's real smart, but probably not quite as smart as she thinks.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, that depends based on the stat rolls from session 0.
True.
So that is Galena, our alchemist artificer. Next up, going back round, Carl.
Damn you, man! Damn you!
Who is your character and why are they an explorer?
I shall be playing Sir Carmichael's Comstock, Knight of the Hill. He is an explorer because that's what knights should do. They should go out into the world and help people. That's what they do, right? So he's chosen to go out, help set up this frontier town, and hopefully keep law and order. There's actually been a few changes since Session 0. I think in Session 0 we were talking about making me a battle master and taking the protection fighting style, but I've actually ended up going with the interception fighting style and taken the cavalier instead. So he's still going to be the protective with interception, but also a bit more tanky with the ability to call people out and bring them towards him. But yes, he will do all kinds of knightly things.
Very
Or at least
good.
try to.
And 3 words to describe Comstock.
Cankerous, loyal, and driven.
A lot of drive. Oh, okay. Very, very good. So next up on our circle back round, Lane. Who is your player character and why are they an explorer?
I will be playing the Asavar, Milia Seiralast. She is a Asavar divine soul sorcerer who used to be a locksmith. Why is she an explorer? Because an incident happened, shall we say.
Sure.
She got chosen by the gods and now wields this divine power. And that's the sort of person you want as a figurehead on your journey, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what she wants to do. That's the sort of figurehead you want.
You're not wrong. You're certainly not wrong. Okay, and yeah, what sort of personality has Milia got?
She's a very kind, loving, and outgoing person.
Sure.
But also a little bit distrusting, kind of fearful, and just that hint of bitterness for extra flavor.
Sure. Okay. And 3 words to summarize.
Loving, fearful, bitter.
Loving, fearful, bitter.
Ooh.
Very, very good.
Interesting.
Next up, Meg.
Hello.
Who's your player character? Hello. Who's your player character and why did they go exploring?
Okay, so I'm playing a keeper called Dryadia Oran, or Addy to her sort of friends. She is a druid with bardic tendencies. And she's an explorer because, well, officially she's on a mission from her people, tasked with joining the efforts to rebuild, but more importantly to find out about sort of mortals who have, somehow managed to do the one thing that the keepers could not, which is summon the world spirits into physical being. So her tribe that she comes from has been sort of worshipping these spirits for millennia, but only now they have sort of revealed themselves, but from the tribe's perspective at least, to potentially the wrong people. But personally, it's more of a quest of sort of freedom and personal growth. After meeting a stranger who came to the tribe some, years ago.
Okay. And the stranger, is that someone we can find out about now, or do we have to wait until the campaign's rolling?
I think that's something we'd have to wait to find out. Just call them the stranger for now.
Cool.
Stranger
Casting
danger.
those plot hooks out and reeling them back in. Okay, very good. Very, very good. And yeah, 3 words to describe Addie.
Social people pleaser.
Very, very good. How would you describe yourself? People. Okay.
It says a lot, actually.
And last but not least, Anton, who is your character?
I'm going to read out because my description is a bit complicated. But I am playing a Gloomstalker Ranger Lorvar, or the other way around. Victor Kasprezak is a hunter, scout, and outdoorsman who, before the calamity, served as a gamekeeper and huntsman for Baron Vigo Kazmarek, the ruling lord of the town of Tresia in the kingdom of Drusovic. He's at ease in the wilderness, chasing down dangerous animals and serving as a guide in the unexplored wilderness of elsewhere. He has joined the expedition as he is currently tracking down a fearsome creature known as the Beast of Krazar.
Beast of Krazar. Very good.
There you go.
Okay.
I feel like all of us underperformed compared to Anton there.
Well, I read mine
No.
out, so it was a
I
bit
can't wait for
easier.
that. I can't wait for that beast TPKs us.
I know. Yeah. Otherwise, I was going to get too many details wrong. It's going to be a nightmare. But that's Victor in a nutshell. So Gloomstalker Ranger.
Gloomstalker Ranger. Very, very good. 3 words for Victor.
Resourceful, resilient, and old.
Resourceful, resilient. Oh, okie dokie. Very good. Well, that's
maybe wise. Wise might be the last word. Old/wise. There you go.
decisive. Is the final word. Okay.
Venerable.
Yes, I was going to say the same.
Is that the right word? Okay.
Distinguished. So, in which case, that's the gist of the characters. So you'll kind of have an idea of what they're gonna feel like and play like. I'm just gonna scattergun the next question out, and I'm gonna start with Lane for the next question. But for Milia, was there anything in particular that served as inspiration, or anything in particular about the character that kind of really pulled you to her to realize her on stream?
When you mentioned that we would be exploring, be the first people to go out to explore and set up this frontier town, and because it's in the aftermath of sort of a big calamity, cataclysm,
The big boom.
something else from something else,
Yeah.
Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild, something like that. A lot of the focus is on people who had the potential to be heroes and then stepped up and met their role and sort of went out with vigor and vim. And my idea for the character was, what if there was someone who initially refused the hero's call and continued to refuse it and didn't want it but has to?
Sure.
And the sort of push and pull of the emotions weighed with what she wants, what people are expecting of her, and what her fate is. And I think that's a really sort of interesting dynamic to work with, and something I'm looking forward to seeing how it plays out.
Very, very good. Okay, I'm gonna pinball across to Tim. What was percolating in your brain that erupted out as Galena?
I shoved into my metaphorical mouth hole variety of kind of classic mad scientist tropes. So, going back to your Frankenstein and everything on from there. I've always quite liked that idea of someone who's sort of smarts considerably outstrip their morals initially, and what that kind of person can be like. Particularly when those morals start to catch up with you after a while. Without going kind of too much into Gleaner's past, although some of it may end up, I'm sure, bubbling up later on. She's made some mistakes that she's not particularly proud of, and part of what is driving her to adventure out into the wilds is finding a way to atone for those.
Sure.
But she still also has that part of her that really does want to carry on kind of experimenting and pushing the boundaries of what she's capable of.
Sure. Okay. Very, very good. We're going to pinball across again, this time to Anton.
Yes.
So, yeah, what kind of led to the creation of Victor?
So there's been several iterations of Victor, and I think it always was Gloomstalker Ranger I've been wanting to play one for quite a while.
Sure.
And it started off before we knew about the Elsewhere setting. I was headed towards more of a dwarf, and I was trying to get the voice right. I couldn't get it right. Then I settled on Drow, and when you came up with the races of Elsewhere, I was like, all right, fine, we'll play a Lorvar, and the great thing is the setting coincides with the role because there's this whole new world to explore. What I basically brought on is someone that's used to the wild, someone that's used to the outdoors, and that can go out and hunt dangerous creatures. So I think that's where Victor will have his role, and it should be quite a lot of fun.
Okay, very, very good. Meg, how did you come up with Addie?
Okay, well, I mean, Addie is a colourful character who feels confined by her small, conservative, middle-of-nowhere village. She seeks personal growth. As much as she does freedom and adventure, and I think there's a healthy dosing of exaggerated self-projecting there. But yeah, I really like the character because I like the idea that this sort of calamity, apocalyptic, world-changing thing has happened, and where everyone else is picking up the pieces of their lives, actually this is an opportunity for my character to almost begin her life, and actually find her place in a world where she didn't feel like she particularly belonged before.
Sure.
But it does mean she's got sort of everything to prove, and although she loves people, she doesn't necessarily know them or their ways because she hasn't had the opportunity to be out amongst them.
Sure. Okay. Very, very good. And lastly, Carl, where did you come up with the idea for Comstock?
I was heavily inspired by Final Fantasy IX, which I have been playing again through recently. Particularly Albert Steiner, who, next to VV, is one of my favourite characters. I love his sort of... It's not even a redemptive story. It's a story of learning that maybe you're not as important as you think you are. And then you learn to be useful when you let go of that.
Sure.
And I think that's kind of where the inspiration for Comstock has come from, because, without sort of going much into it, he's called Sir Carmichael Comstock, but that Sir may not mean as much as it does to everyone else as it does to him.
Sure.
But yes, Steiner was the heaviest inspiration. In fact, it might very well just be Steiner as another character, but don't sue us square. But that's kind of, so the idea of this person is going to be a form of redemption, but not in the most usual way.
Very, very good. Okay. So hopefully that kind of gives you a better idea of the characters that will be joining along, joining an adventure for the next 20 sessions. I'm expecting no pressure, but I'm expecting big things. Okay. So yeah, if that sounds exciting, we release content very, very regularly, and you can keep up to date with it by hitting the subscribe button and liking this, and then telling all your friends and your Uber Eats driver. next up will be session 1, and we will get to see these characters out in the wild and how they start to interact and relate to one another. But I guess until that point, until that time comes, I'll see you later. Stay safe.
Bye.
Oh, wow.
Cheers.
Bye,
Take care,
nerds.
everyone.
See ya.
Bye bye.